Hey guys, so Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the long-awaited Mythic Legion's Poxxus Wave Thrace Wraithailer, brought to us by the fine folks over at Horsemen Studios. And for those of you wondering why good old Thrace here is first in line after Poxxus, it's because friend of the channel, my good buddy Evil Villain, requested it. So if you got a problem with that, take it up with him. Other than that, he was very fond of this figure, so I figured, why the heck not? I'll do her first, because I'm quite fond of her as well. Not sure how she stacks up compared to other figures in the wave, mind you, because I haven't had them long enough to really determine who's the best and who's just not the best. There's not really a god-awful terrible figure in this wave, or in the entirety of the Mythic Legion's catalog. Let's not get it twisted, but there are some that I like more than others. But as far as the 2.0 figures I have from the life of Mythic Legions, and for Horsemen Studios in general, I think I've reviewed a couple from the Cosmic Legions line on this channel, right? This is one of my favorites. I really like this figure. That said, I did have a bit of a snafu with her as well, and we'll get into that in a minute. But first and foremost, she does come with this alternate long flowy lock head. The hair is literally resting on her shoulders and down her back, so of course you can't use the hood with this. I prefer to use the hood with her because it makes her look more mysterious, but there you go. And then she comes with some alt hands. She comes with a pair of grip hands with the inappropriate hinges. She comes packaged with these. Now, I didn't have to heat these up to pop them off, but I will tell you, she does come with a pair of open hands. She's got one on her right side there, because that's the one that works best with the skull effect. But this one, I did have on her before, because, you know, I'm a right-handed guy. I like my figures to hold their accessories in their right hand, primarily. So I had her staff in her right hand, and then this hand was open for effects and stuff. Well, I tried to pop it out, and it wasn't cold, per se. It wasn't really tight, but I did pop the disc hinge out. I managed to heat it up and pop it back in there, but I am going to have to make an email about that. So that does kind of suck. That said, she does come with a pair of grip hands with the appropriate hinge for holding weapons. And I didn't have to heat these up either, or that open hand on that side. So I don't know why that one hand was so darn tight. I will tell you that glove is tight for that hand, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Why all the hands aren't just tight, why it was just that one. I think even this grip hand here, yeah, it's not very tight in there. It's tight-ish, but it's not loose. But it wasn't as tight as that open hand, so I don't know why in using the same wrist peg that they're not like the same tightness, or whatever you want to call it. That said, she does come with this little skull effect. Kind of looks like Ghost Roaster from Skylanders, if you remember that game. You know, the first cash cow game that involved toys. I will say she does hold it better in her right hand than she does her left. Her left, it just kind of droops and sags, and that sucks, because I really like that effect, but it's not very practical. Like, it's some McFarlane level BS with the some of the effects in this wave, because they don't really fit onto the figures snugly. You gotta really finagle them to get them on there, and that's a pain in the butt. That said, she does come with a staff with a snake effect that wraps around it. You can take this thing off, actually. Just gotta find the right way to get it off. Hold on here. Boop, boop, boop. Pop the end off. That didn't break, by the way. It's supposed to do that. But she comes with this little snake here, and kind of makes her staff look like a snake staff from Master of the Universe. But you saw it already. The end does pop off. She snaps right back on there like so. And she's got a cool little magic scepter there. So that is it for Thrace's accessories. I did actually take the liberty of adding a couple from the accessory set because she didn't have any little trinkets, doodads, knickknacks, and whatnots hanging off her belt here. So bringing her in close. Take her off the McFarlane stand. She does not come with that, obviously. But from here on out, I'm going to be using stands with the kind of basic figures from this line. Not because they're loose, but because it's just easier. But you can see I gave her a little bird skull down here. She's got a little, I don't know what that is, a traint dart. And then on her back, if we lift the cape up, I gave her some potion bottles there. So I gave her a little bit of pizzazz on the belt there because it was very basic, just being the belt it is. It's a fine belt. I was able to put that stuff on there, but you know. So as far as articulation goes, I'll go over it here because the rest of the 2.0 characters in this wave have a lot of business going on, and she really doesn't. Her head can rotate, of course. It can look up, it can look down. I did have to heat it up to get it on the neck peg, but it kind of goes without saying sometimes. She does have pauldrons under this cloak, which you can shift up, and then you can lift her arm up, move it around, forward and back. She does have a single elbow with rotation. She does have a gauntlet twist, as well as a swivel in the wrist. And then, of course, the grip hand has the up and down hinge. I'm pretty sure I popped this out off camera, too. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with that one hand. She does have a diaphragm joint. It is a little on the loose side, for my liking, but it can crunch back. Can crunch forward. It does kind of lock into place though. It's got some notches in there to help it not be loose as heck. It does rotate as well, but you do get some waist rotation, so you don't really need to use that up there. She's got some soft goods around the waist. Very nice soft goods, courtesy of C. Jessam. But she can kick out a little bit, a little hindered by all the business going on. She does have a thigh cut, as well as a single knee. Can be easier said than done to bend sometimes. Yeah, that's as far as I'm going to take it, but it does move more than that. You just got to kind of work it and be careful with it. It does rotate beneath that, and then she does have ball hinge ankles. So they rotate, they hinge forward and back, and then she does have a rocker. So there you go. Cool figure, man. I like her a lot. I think she might be one of the best in the wave. I'm not sure. I'm not big on the ladies of legions. It's just never been my bag, but I do like this figure quite a bit, and I think she's one of the better 2.0s for sure. Female figures, I guess, is a better way to put it. But let's give her staff. I'll put her back on her stand so she's not as finicky. Again, these are pretty stable, but the stands do help for the most part. There you go. There she is with her staff in hand, looking sick. Because she's got that type of grip hand, you can get it right up close to her, so it doesn't take up a ton of real estate. So I really, really like that. I would say that's one of the best things 4 Horsemen have ever done, is include the hands with the up and down hinge, because you can really get their weapons up close to them, standing in attention and whatnot. It really helps limit the space a character takes up on the display there. So with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Thrace, a Wraithailer, alongside a couple other figures from Mythic Legion's Poxxus wave. Another member of the Circle of Poxxus, in fact. We have good old Arizak, who's got a really sick name, I'm not gonna lie, and is a really cool figure of an evil-looking wizard dude. Like, we're gonna get into that tomorrow. I can't wait to review that figure. That said, we also have Zende something or other, I forget his last name, but he's the good guy, the other good guy wizard in this wave. And personally, if you ask me, I think Thrace goes up against him, and Arazak goes up against Hamir Scroll Warden, the other good guy wizard in this wave. Because it's kind of funny. Thrace and Zende have cloaks, whereas Arazak and Hamir have full-blown robes. I don't know. Does that make them adversaries because they have particular tastes in clothing? Probably not. There's probably a lot deeper meaning there, but you know, I think that kind of fits. And Zende is really fun too. We'll get into him also, but getting them out of here. I really like this Arazak, man. He's sweet. Looks like an evil Santa Claus. This, of course, would not be one of my videos, however, without bringing in Brother Mandibulus and the infamous 11 Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone. And it's kind of funny having Thrace next to Mandibulus there. Is that what me and my girlfriend are going to look like in about 40 years? That's messed up. So on that note, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts before I dig myself into a deeper hole than I'm already in. Overall, and out of the entirety of the Mythic Legion's Poxxus wave, I'm not sure if good old Thrace Wraithailer is one of my personal favorites or not. Again, I haven't spent much time with the figures as of yet, but someday I may be able to do a bit of a ranking of who's my favorite and who's my least favorite. But out of the 2.0 style figures I have from the Life of the Mythic Legions line, I'm very happy to say that this is one of the more impressive ones that I've dealt with, despite the fact that her hand had a bit of a oopsie with my particular figure. Again, use a hairdryer or some hot water should prevent that. I did. It still kind of happened, but you know, it is what it is. I'm sure I can get that replaced with an email. But at the end of the day, I think what we're getting with not just 2.0s, but with Mythic Legions and 4 Horsemen figures in general, is a lot better than what we used to get, because this figure comes with relatively unique accessories. Granted, I added a few from the accessory set. She has a very nice soft goods cloak with a wire in it, if that's your thing. It's not really my thing, but I know some people like that. And of course, we get 2 different head sculpts, all for the low price of just under 40 bones. So you can't really go wrong there, man. They're doing good things over there at Ye Olde 4 Horsemen Studios, and I am all here for it. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.